Okay, it says I'm live here. I'm going live today because I think it's going to be the way for me to be able to put myself on the phone and the camera again. Hey folks, this is Luis Bedoya, and I'm going to talk to you about what's going on in our market. A lot of changes. Our prices dropped a lot. There's people sitting on the market for 2, 3, 4 months. Tons of Airbnbs that went up for sale that they were just purchased this year, last year. People are held on to the properties for 6 months and more. I want to talk to you about what's happened, what's going to happen, what's been going on, my predictions, and I added in here my afflictions. Because I just want to add a little bit of fun to this video, to this topic. And there are some afflictions, folks. If you look at my videos, there has been a gap between the last video and this one. If you also pay closer attention, you might notice that there are some changes in my physical appearance. I've shaved, and Sina and I are exercising a lot more, and we're losing weight, folks. I decided to take a break to focus on myself. I went to Colombia. I went to Dominican Republic. I had a great time. You have no idea. Anyways, but getting back into the topic of our video, I realized that there's a ton of wealth and information that I can provide to you guys. So let's go ahead and do that without wasting your time. First of all, let's talk about the past. We had COVID. COVID came in. People started flocking to Florida, coming over to Florida. The main reason was politics, right? The reason at that point was the ability to, walk around without a mask. But at that same time, we didn't know what was going on. The feds were printing money, and they printed what I understand to be 40% of the money that has ever been printed in the world was printed during 2020 to 2023 during the COVID time. So, we went from having an economy that, let me just put it this way. Counting to $1 million will take you about 24 hours. Counting to $1 trillion will take you about 33 million years. So it makes sense. The point is that they printed so much money, they made our economy so inflated, and we were not aware of that at that time. So yeah, the prices are going up. Florida's getting more expensive. People are buying. I mean, I remember those days. People were paying $50,000 over the asking price just to land the contract, because everybody was moving down here. We had about 1,000 people moving to Florida. So imagine, people coming in spending $50,000 over the asking price to come into a property. Nowadays, when they sell, that $50,000 that they pay is what it takes away all of their appreciation for the last couple of years. So, it's really tough for people to make any money after the resale of their house when they're paying real estate commissions again, and they're paying a closing company to, produce the title and all these things. All these fees, they add up. And when you are selling a home that you just bought last year, and you're gonna pay sales taxes on top of that, it's just terrible. A lot of losses. So that's really what happened. A lot of people came in. So keep in mind that during the COVID time, when that started, this whole Airbnb game thing wasn't too popular here. Keep in mind that when I started doing Airbnb down here, it wasn't all over the news. It wasn't all over the internet. It wasn't all over TikTok. I wasn't even a real estate agent back in those days. I started in 2018 with a duplex. And I used to clean that thing, and I used to manage that thing. I used to do everything at that duplex. And back in those days, we had a completely different market. So fast forward to 2020, 2021, 2019. I'm meeting with Austin. I become friends. And I'm checking out Austin's strategy. He's going for the single family homes. I'm in the duplex, I'm in the multifamily game. But Austin is doing the single family home private pool. And I'm seeing how he's pulling over 100K gross a year. And at this time, we're talking about a pool that is not heated. We're talking about, IKEA furniture. We're talking about a project that is much less expensive to produce, than what we do right nowadays. So back in those days, we had the same amount of income. We did not have any competition like we do it now. So we were able to take more of that pie easily. And on top of that, the house, the house that we were using for that purpose was under 400K. Now that same house is 600,000. And the interest rate at that time was 3% or 4% or whatever, as opposed to the 8, 9% that I saw people signing up to in 2022. And not only, and I gotta be honest with you and come clean, not only did I see people do it, I told people to do it too. Told people, hey, don't worry about it. You're gonna make money, you're gonna pay that interest, and then you're gonna refinance and you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be golden. But we thought that we were gonna continue making the same amount of money on Airbnb. We thought the interest rates were gonna drop. And that same mistake that my clients made, it's a mistake that I made with my own Airbnb. You understand what I'm telling you, you know? So you live and learn. And these industries, especially the short-term rental industry, this is what I've learned. Short-term rental industry is extremely volatile, and it's okay. I'm not saying it's not a good industry. I'm not saying get away from it. I'm not saying stay away from it. But I'm saying if you're aware of how volatile it is and you have the ability and the knowledge to stay competitive, then it is a great business. Anyways, these home, 2020, we're making money. The house is very inexpensive to maintain, the mortgage, to purchase, to set up the business. So we start setting them up and we start drumming the beat and telling everybody about it. And we start to have multiple people all over the United States invest in our state of Florida. That's great. But again, brought up the competition. So in 2021, that's when things started to kind of, everybody learn about it. And 2021, the guests that were coming to Florida started getting a lot pickier. They were saying things like, hey, this house next door has a pool heater, yours doesn't. I'm not gonna book your house. So that meant everybody had to go out there and spend $10,000 to install a water heater in their pool. I did that. Multiple of my clients did that too. So not only you've spent 30, 40K furnishing the thing, another $10,000 making the patio look nice. Now you're another $10,000 just to heat the darn pool. We're not even talking about repairs and upgrades or anything that you may want to do to your home before you Airbnb it, like changing the kitchen or repainting. So you get where I'm going, right? Now, again, keep in mind, I have clients that are very successful and they're making a lot of money on Airbnb. But you just got to be very strategic, and that's where I come in. I've learned what works and what doesn't work from their standpoint as a consumer, as an agent, as a client, as an advisor, as a business partner. So I can tell you right away what needs to happen with the furniture, what needs to happen with the decoration, what needs to happen with the management, how the marketing and advertising is going to work, and pricing, how we're going to take care of all these things, and how we're going to make them so they're profitable and successful. Now, again, it's going to require a lot of money. If you go back and look at the last 2 Airbnbs that we set up within our business, I mean, on day one, they have golf courses. On day one, they have outdoor showers. On day one, they have, artistic photography showing you the sunset and whatnot. So from day one, we're hitting the market really hard. We're hitting the market really hard, and these properties are going to be really strong for the next high season. So now we're buying with we have a lot of strategizing on these purchases. Anyways, that is the past of what happened. A lot of people came over, bought their property. They heard online that they were making a bunch of money. But by the time they heard about it, the rush was already kind of, losing momentum. So when they bought at a high market in a low income Airbnb industry, short-term rental industry, at a super high interest. So I have clients that, yeah, their property makes $5,000 a month, $6,000 a month, $7,000 a month. And then there's months that they might go up to 20,000, right? But it's costing them, 5-6K a month to upkeep that. So it's just, on average, it's not coming out positive, So that's been the main issue: the purchase price and the interest rate. If I'm able to get somebody in an Airbnb that is under 450, they get a good interest rate on that, and we start with the right amenities, the right photography, the right management, there's a high possibility that that's going to be a successful unit. All right, so that's the past. Just to give you a little bit of the afflictions that we've seen. I've seen people have to sell their Airbnb 6 months after buying them. It's extremely painful, the amount of money that is invested to set these things up, to then just take it off the market is extremely painful. I'm actually about to list one right now. There's a bit more of health issues going on here, and the reason why we're selling. But that's the thing, guys. They can be successful. You just got to be extremely careful. And right now there's a lot of people that they bought at the wrong time, and now they're selling and they're liquidating furniture as well. So it's actually not a bad time if you're buying an Airbnb, if you want to get into the business. Because again, keep in mind, the real estate is an up and down. It's like a roller coaster. So the fact that we're down right now doesn't mean that it's always going to be like this. There will be another time where prices are going to go back up. It's going to be very popular. People are going to be vacationing down here. So get ready for that, right? So in the meantime, you're not paying $30,000 for your furniture. You could pay $10,000 and buy them used, and buy the whole set from somebody who's selling and liquidating. That's the advantage and the opportunities that we have right now with this current market. I think we're halfway there. This is walk number 1 out of 2 that we're doing today. We're trying to take long walks. Okay, so that being said, we come to the current time, the present right now, 2024. Our prices are low. Our prices went down. I mean, they've gone down all over the United States, but here in Florida specifically, we had 1,000 people moving here every day. And a lot of those people that moved here are now moving back. Their job is not remote anymore. Their boss wants them to come in, or there's a new family relative that, a new baby in the family that they need to take care of. Or they just want to go back to their home state and be closer to their family, or they just didn't like Florida, It's not for everybody out here, just so you know. There's been times where I'm wondering why I live down here. But, it is paradise. It grows into you. So that being said, we are way below our market where we were at before. We've lost a lot of appreciation. We're pretty much back to 2022 prices right now. Our prices right now are reflecting the prices of 2 years ago. So if you bought your house 2 years ago or less, you have no equity. And if you sell your house, you might even list it under the number that you paid for it. I know it sounds pretty messed up. And we do our best. If we have a house that is well located in a prime location, I'm telling you, I just sold my Airbnb. I bought it for $610. I sold it for $685. So I did sell it for high. And guess what? Let me tell you this. I have to tell you this. This is so important. I hope people get this part of the video. The appraisal came back at $625. And I still sold it at $685. Okay? A lot of cash was involved. They had to reach deep into their pockets to make that happen. That's the level of professionalism. That's the level of commitment and results that I deliver. Okay? So yes, we can still sell your home and sell it for a higher price than you bought it for. But statistically speaking, right now, you are under the market value, unfortunately. That's number 1. Number 2, we have 350% more inventory than we did last year. 350% more inventory than we did last year. All right, folks, so that being said, it is a really tough time for sellers right now. It is not a seller's market. A lot of houses are sitting in 2, 3, 4 months. I just went under contract. I'm buying a townhome, okay? Me and my mom, we're buying a townhome right now. And they listed at 480 or whatever, 500K. They dropped to 470, dropped to 460, dropped to 440. I sent them a contract for 425. Got the thing on the contract, and I'm not done. I'm not done bringing that number down. So let me cross the street here real quick. Thank you. It is not a good time for sellers. Again, triple the amount of inventory in the market right now, just to start with. And on top of that, still high interest rate. The economy is really bad. People have a lot of debt and credit card debt. People are not buying. And on top of that, you're supposed to pay your own real estate commission. If you're a buyer, you're supposed to pay your agent, right? That's not gonna happen. There's no way that a brand new buyer is gonna also have to save another extra $3,000, $4,000, $6,000 to pay the real estate agent, while somebody selling a house making 100, 200K. Doesn't make sense. So that's supposed to be the case nowadays. So right now, on top of that, we're in the month of September. We're headed into the last quarter of the year, which is the worst quarter to sell your home. The last month you want to list your house is December or November. Telling you right now, if I have to go out and buy a house for very low, I'll wait until December, and I'll go to as many places I can and find that person that needs to sell and has a time concern, has to get it done. You know, December, nobody's shopping. So imagine this December, nobody's shopping, 350% more people selling their houses, you know, and the interest rates are still high. They're getting lower right now. They're going low, but they're still a little higher. This month of December is actually going to be pretty intense for the buyers. People are going to be out there shopping. I believe in this. I mean, intense for the sellers. They're going to have to deal with a lot of finicky strategies and people throwing weird numbers and bad offers at them. So hey, if you're a buyer, you're interested in doing business, like save your money for December, November. But again, if you got a great deal right now in front of you and you want to take it, you know, call. I'll take a look into it for you. I've had many. I have multiple clients that they call me and say, hey, I'm buying something with a different realtor, but what do you think? And I'll give them my opinion and I'll help them out with the most respect and honest opinion. Anyways, now going into this next quarter, like I said, that's pretty much it. Prices are going to continue dropping. Buyers are holding onto their money. They don't want to spend the money before the elections. A lot of people are holding on for the elections. There's a lot of houses in the market. People are leaving Florida. And we're focusing on other areas right now. We are doing different strategies to be profitable still in our market. So we're buying at a discount. We're using hard money loans to pay cash. We have a huge strategy where we flip a house, refinance it. You know, we make these houses rental properties, and we have either long-term leases that we find. We have one house doing $5,500 a month on a 12-month contract. And then we have midterm rental properties that we rent by the whole house or we break up by rooms. And then we have the typical Airbnb short-term rental thing that we do as well. So we have come up with one strategy that takes most of all the strategies out there in the market and we put them all into one. So it's this one very concise spiel of a step-by-step process that we facilitate for you, and we'll take you to a place where you have a house that is worth more than what you pay for. You have a lower mortgage. You have a more manageable monthly cost of operation. You have a house that, whether you're going long-term, mid-term, or short-term, you know it's going to work out because you're operating with a team that has proven success and can show you multiple examples of success properties that are currently being operated and are being successful. So that being said, I'm going to finish this video here soon. This is what you want. You want to see your doggy completely done. That way she would just let me focus on my work and not bring toys to my desk all day long. Anyways, I hope everybody has a wonderful day. I believe I'm going to continue making these live videos as I'm walking, you know, and stack two good habits. Get my thoughts out there to get you guys updated onto what's going on with our market. So yeah, we lost value. It's a slow market. Buyers are. I just talked to my transaction coordinator, Kara. She's also a real estate agent, successful. She's been in the industry for decades. Tell me, Luis. She also does transaction coordinating for multiple other agents. She tells me, Luis, we have listings that, you know, if they're in the rough areas of the city and they're very cheap, they sell right away. People are paying cash for them. Like, and basically investors are eating up everything they can, while the, you know, higher end homes, the expensive $700,000-$600,000 home is just sitting on the market. Nobody's buying those things. It's like somebody already bought it at low, did what they wanted to do with it, updated it, and then sold it to somebody else for a huge amount of profit. And now they just pretty much, it's like they sold somebody a bone with no meat on it. And in fact, when you look inside their bone, it's a little empty too. It's an empty bone is what it's being sold at that point. It's an overpriced house that there's no equity that you can add to it, and on a saturated market. It's pretty messed up. So solutions, hold on to your house, make it better next year. If you need to sell it, give me a call. I'll help you with it. We might be able to figure out, maybe we just need to change your management. Maybe we need to make you a manager and save you 20% of management fees so you can survive for the moment, and show you how you can automate everything and do it from home, even if you're outside of the States or in a different state. All right? Anyways, make sure that you call, reach out. This is Luis Bedoya, short-term rental, mid-term rental, long-term rental investor here in the Pinellas County, signing off, wishing you a wonderful afternoon. Bye-bye. And now I have to figure out how to stop this. Here we go.